Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa and I'm an artist here in Australia. I'm a self-taught artist and I thought it would be fun that if I share some of the ways that I use to work on my paintings. So at the moment I've just finished an art exhibition a couple of weeks ago, and so we're starting our new things for the winter season. So we're calling it the end of winter, or winter expressions. So I've started this painting at the moment, and what I'm working on is, I'm not sure, we'll see how we can go. So it's quite a large painting. I think it's about 90 by 60 centimeters. And what I'm working on now is, if you can, I'll try and bring closer, is I want to work on all these details. So it's all about color. And patterns. So working with all the colors and the patterns, I'm going to be adding more details as I go along. So what I did was I started off with the background just with some basic geometric shapes to make the city or the houses, and then I painted them in acrylic paint. It's about 2 layers of acrylic paint. And then what I'm doing now is, I'm sure everyone's heard of posca textures or posca pens. They're like basically a liquid paint. So you can buy them at a news agency or online or at any craft shop, Officeworks. So I'm using those, and what I do is then I add the details. So the idea is to use the color of combinations, the color of patterns, and to add these details. So far with these details, even just here, like I'm trying to bring it in as close. So this is my first video. So like there are swirls within here, and then within the swirls there's colored dots, and then you have the different patterns on here. So you have the purple and yellow. I'm just starting to work on the tree at the moment. So because it is still a liquid paint, so the pens are still like liquid paints, it is good to go over the top of each other in Highland, but you do need to make sure that you let them dry in between, because you will be able to smudge and paint them. So I sort of will work over here, add a bit of detail, and then I might move over to here, add a bit of detail, and so on. So you can see starting to add some details here with the bricks, but the bricks haven't fully been finished. So I'm gonna work on this today. So if you've got any questions or suggestions, then you know what, please contact me. I'm on Facebook as Awesomeness Designs. You can also look me up on Instagram, which is awesomeness_designs. So like I said, I'm a self-taught artist, mother of 2. I work a full-time job, and I find that for relaxation purposes and for art, I enjoy doing different types of art. So this one here is what we're working on today. So if you want to watch, I'm going to add a few details and I'll walk you through what I'm doing. So we might work on the bricks I was showing you. So that's these ones here. So try to get a good view for you. All right. So what I'm going to do is you just shake your pens first, or shake the posca pens, and then you just simply, wherever you want to go. So I'm doing the white around the blocks now. And I'll hold it up so that you can see what I'm doing. So just going around, adding the white. So always the contrasting colors just make it look better. And like I said, you don't need to have art. Well, I don't believe that you need to have art classes. I think if you've got a creative mind, anyone can give drawing a go. I do all sorts of kind of art. So sometimes I think it just depends on your mood as to what you might want to do. So as you can see already, just by adding that white, it just gives it a total different look. I like to add the white and black. It makes it look a bit more cartoony, and I enjoy that cartoony effect that it gives it. So what we might do now is, I reckon we will add some green. So I'll take a green posca, And you're just going to give them a shake. They've got like a ball bearing inside and paint. So if you just give them a bit of a shake, just make sure that the paint comes down to your tip. Also, what I do is I just have a scrap piece of paper and I just give it a bit of a squiggle to make sure that the colours do come through. And then I'm going to just add some coloured green dots with inside the bricks. And that will it'll just add an extra colour there. So because we're working on all the, I think it's almost like a folk art type of style with these houses. So I find that in my artwork, one thing that actually attracts me to my artwork is colour. So colour plays a massive part for me. So I always find that sometimes I think, oh, you know, they're so busy, or they're, you know, but it seems to be colour. So I do actually suffer a lot from anxiety and depression. So I find that this is my only outlet, or this is the way that I can relax. So whether I sell art or not, it doesn't matter. It's more about just expressing yourself. So I find if I come into my studio, I'm lucky enough to have just a small studio space. If I come into the studio, put some music on and just relax and do the art, it is very comforting. One thing that I've found, which is the hardest thing, is that because I haven't gone to school or to any sort of art classes, is I don't have many friends in art or that appreciate art. So my husband's one of those people that's like, oh, it's just a dot, or it's just a, you know, a color or something like that. And to me, I think that's the frustrating part, is that I've got no one that sometimes when you want to ask someone, you know, should I add some more color or should I add something else? There's no one to actually to ask. So by creating my YouTube channel and on my Instagram pages, I try to add things when I can. So I actually don't work on Thursdays, so that's when I try to get out into the studio. I want to sort of build up an audience where I can have people, or make people friendships, where people can, you know, maybe get inspired by some of my art, or, you know, I mean, that's the purpose that I would like to do the art, is to think that people would be getting inspired. So that's my purpose of videos. So I'm sure I'll be able to learn to do a few better techniques with videos so that you can actually see the canvases and things a bit better. I'm just using my laptop at the moment, so it might not be the best thing to see. So I've now just, in that time that I've been blubbering away, I've now just added, so I've added the green dots into the squares and the white circles. I've just added green into the curtains. So what I might do is I might see if I can move this back and see if I can stand it up, and then maybe you can see me drawing a bit better. Just give me a moment. So if it's up here. Okay, that might be better. There we go. Maybe we can now see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So we might work back on the tree. What I need to do there is I need to keep outlining the tree in the white. So again, shaking the texture, and I'm just going to go around the outline. So a lot of it looks tricky, but it is more or less just doing the outlines of stuff. So going around outlining the trees like that. If anyone else is, I love posca pens. I think that they're fantastic because it allows you, when you're doing an acrylic painting, it allows you the option to be able to really do fine lines or fine details on the painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and add some more detail and color. So I think that, you know, yellow would be really good on here to add a bit of color. So I'm going to just go along the outline, and I'm going to outline wherever we've outlined white around the leaves. I'm going to just add a bit of color. Okay, so just with the really fine tips on the canvas, you've got to be careful it can get stuck sort of in the fine particles of the canvas and just give a little bit of a bleed or a splash. You just got to be careful of that. All right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to keep adding this detail, and then I'm going to come back and I'll show you part 2 when I've got the tree finished. Otherwise, it's going to be too boring. All right, thank you.